hit their groove. So we'll see how this one culminates now. Max Kelton alongside the world champion Katie Spieler. Katie, what are your thoughts on this one so far?
The Gauchos did a great job responding from that first set loss. They found their rhythm, took care of the first ball contact, their pass, and their defense, as well as made some changes to their service attack. So a bunch of players going to a float serve, whether that's a jump float or a standing float, versus USC continuing with the high service errors.
Yeah, UC Santa Barbara certainly came back, took that momentum back, and it had to do with the start from the service line, right? You look at Nick Amoruso, typically such a big body at the net, but he started out the second set on a 5-1 tear for UCSB, and they just didn't look back.
The Gauchos, it's their first match of the season, as well as USC. Both teams trying to find their rhythm, settle in to their season, and get ready for conference play. So this is a great test tonight for both teams.
Yeah, the Gauchos swinging at 348 so far today. USC at 356. But, you talk about how even these two teams are, right? Early on, USC was ranked number 10 in the country to open up the season. UCSB at number 7. But really, who could know how these teams will gel, right? It's all guess. It's all hypotheticals up until you see them gain speed here in the winter and the spring, because the fall is just different. You don't see I think the best out of these players. You don't see them hit their peak in terms of their potential, and this is maybe the most exciting time for a team because they start to figure out what clicks, what puzzle pieces are missing, and how do we fix that moving forward in the season heading into conference play. And for many other sports, you talk about basketball and baseball, sports like that for Big West teams, soccer even, the non-conference play doesn't make a difference. Big West play is where you make it into the NCAA tournament, and that's where your money's made. However, in these non-conference matches for men's volleyball, this is all the money, baby, because you're playing against some of the best teams in the country. Granted, the Big West has a few of the best teams in the country, too, and right now the best team in the country in Hawaii to open up the season. That said, USC, a top 10 team, right? UCSB will play UCLA, number 2 in the country, on Saturday. And this tournament alone has, I believe it's 4 of the top 15 teams in the country on display in the A6 Invitational this year. So you're seeing some of the All-Americans to be on display, and it's not a question of how good they are right now, but how good can they be once it comes conference time and the NCAA tournament to play.
And as you mentioned, Max, a lot of the rankings is just based on opinion. So UCSB voted to finish 4th in the Big West on a preseason coaches poll. So that's really not based on much. None of these teams have seen in-season play yet.
And a miscommunication on the first point of set 3 gives the Gauchos an early 1-0.
And here's the miscue. No one there to cover the ball, or maybe too many.
Donovan Todorov in on the block for UCSB, something he does in an elite level. Last year, 5th in the country in total blocks. Wilcox with a fireball serve, and that time it's sent long from Lucas Frastran.
And a rare error there from Frastran. He's been very efficient tonight.
That's the MO of this USC team. Frastran last year hit .531. He had 286 attempts, just 29 errors over that. George Dyer, .480 on the hitting percentage last year. Kyle Paulson, .568. So that's something that this team did so well. They made the most of their opportunities. And how about Dane Chalmers, who was able to find the floor on just a little measly opening.
And look at that connection. You find that in those plays when every player on the floor is willing to hit the floor, give it all they can. That's where you get those insane defensive ups that wouldn't happen if everyone wasn't willing to go.
Kevin Cobrine with a fastball. And that ends the 3-0 run from Wilcox at the end line.
Another look, Coburn from the back row, but jumping so far in front. It looks like he's hitting front row on that play.
Such an athletic family. Kevin Coburn, the grad transfer from UCLA. His brother Sam Coburn, a grad transfer from UCLA for this USC team last year. He's since graduated and he's in attendance this afternoon. But gotta imagine, players that go UCLA to USC get both ends of such a historic rivalry as well. Dyer left it, and that was Dylan who got the kill.
Dyer with butter hands there. You see him kick a leg up on the second set, and that's because the pass was in front of the 10-foot line. He cannot set the ball from within the 10-foot line. So what a smart move by him, and he keeps his hands pristine.
We've seen much more of Dylan Klein in the second and now the third set today. Klein, the freshman, at 6'4". Amoruso hesitated and finished.
Amoruso with that little delay catches the block on the way down, gets the tool. Another look here. So here's Donovan Todorov. He will go with that jump float serve.
Todorov, the soft touch. Gallus got it over, but that was over antenna, and UCSB now up 5-2.
So that float serve causing a ton of trouble for USC, and the key component is that the float serve is low so that the players cannot take that reception with their hands, and they have to use their platform.
Tennant left it for Gallus. He found hands and tooled it long.
And you see that serve traveling a little bit higher. So able to take with hands, perfect pass from Coburn, and then the back put away from Gallus.
So here's Dylan Klein. Walmer for Amoruso with a smart play. Katie, walk me through that heads-up reaction from Nick Amoruso.
Amoruso anticipating that the set is going tight, so he delays and goes with more of a joust. With a joust, you want to be the last person to touch the ball, so that delay is crucial, and then he's able to push it down on the USC side.
And that falls USC with a nice side-out opportunity. Lucas Frassrind, another kill. Here's Frassrind.
And Frassrind goes for the jump float as well, but misses into the net.
Lucas Frassrind with his fourth service error of the day.
Dane Chalmers second for the Gauchos with 7 kills tonight, hitting .462.
And Gallus just couldn't handle it.
Another look here, USC out of system from the start. That ball goes into the net. Dane Chalmers doing a great job at finding the connection with his serve, getting it in and making it aggressive.
Here's Chalmers. Chalmers, one of those players last year that was injured toward the start of the year, then came into his own a few games in. UCSB 1-3 because, hey, there were a couple of men down. Ryan Wilcox felt, hey, I'm doing it all by myself. But ultimately, Donovan Todorov came back. Dane Chalmers came back. And this team just had a different look. We didn't see much of Houtien Shaw toward the second half of the year. And Ryan Wilcox had a little bit of a weight off of his shoulders.
Wow, and Simon Gallus so far over the net that his hands looked like they were touching the other side of the net, and it looks like that is going to be a net violation call.
And I think something that we just didn't see right there, it looked like that ball went out off of the block. So that's something that they'll take another look at right here. Why don't we go to a quick break? It's 9-5 UCSB. We'll see if that stands. We'll be right back.
Look around. You may not be able to see our technology, but it's there.
On the court or on the field, winning is the goal. At Logic Monitor, we're driven by the needs of our customers
and our goal of providing them with the best IT experience possible.
Our cloud-based platform monitors everything, from the systems supporting professional sports teams
to e-learning
to modern businesses.
We're all one team.
And we're here to beat the competition
by delivering the world's best monitoring and observability platform.
Welcome back here in the in Rob Gymnasium. Rob Gymnasium. Come on, I'm so used to calling games on the other side of campus. UC Santa Barbara up here in the third set. It's 9-5. We'll take another look at this replay right here. Not quite sure what the direction will be. But right before, there was a question on whether that ball was in, whether that ball fell out, whether Simon Gallus tapped hands or went over the net, and it looks like USC will earn another replay review in their favor.
And that's a smart move from head coach Nygaard. He's going to keep his challenge opportunities because he has been successful on both challenges.
So it's 8-6 UCSB. That's 8-6. And Nate Tennant, the junior setter, at the service line. Tennant has 17 assists today. That time Gordon handles. They left it for Wilcox. Tennant steps up. Gallus couldn't finish. Walmer crosses it for Wilcox. The soft touch over the top. Dyer now out of system. The 10-foot strike goes long, and UCSB with the point.
And that's a good aggressive swing from Dylan Klein. He's in the back row, and he's been impressive from the start. He is taking aggressive swings, serving really well. It doesn't look like he's a freshman out on the floor, but he is.
Wow, what a big swing in the middle. That's Paulson who finishes.
And Paulson looking to create some fire for his team. He's up big, puts it away.
Just such sheer athleticism all across the court and on display this entire A6 Invitational Tournament. All-American after All-American. USC had 4 last year. They returned 3. Gauchos have a couple of their own. Max Gordon tried to place it. Tennant just got under it. Amoruso drops it in.
Amoruso continues to be effective. He's not jumping high on this ball, but the placement is perfect.
Nick Amoruso playing a sharp game here in the season opener, has 5 kills today. Here's Jack Walmer. He has 19 assists. Oh, he sticks the landing. Beautiful feed from Walmer.
And Walmer finding that deep right corner. USC has no answer.
This is what Jack Walmer does better than anything else. He spreads the butter, finds the floor, especially from the end line. Walmer with pinpoint accuracy more often than not. That time he just falls short.
And that's a great side out for USC. They want to take advantage of that service error, go for a little run here. They've trailed in this third set, won the first set.
Walmer for Todorov in the middle, and he drops it in.
Todorov, that is just his 4th attempt, so he hasn't been given the opportunity, but he has 3 kills on those 4 attempts, so very efficient on the night, and that's what Todorov does so well, is he's at the net blocking efficiently, even if he's not getting the sets.
Well, Katie, that was the story last year, but it's a little bit different tonight. Only 1 block for the Gauchos, over these first 2.5 sets. So Todorov last year, we mentioned 5th in the country in blocks. That was his MO, right? That was where he got most of the points for the Gauchos, but only tonight, UCSB has 1 block. They just haven't been able to read the offense for USC the same way that they were used to last season.
And Todorov last year started off a little slow, but he got in such a rhythm building on the season. So I think that blocking is a piece that you need to work on in that live play against a opponent you haven't seen, rather than against the teammates you've been practicing against all season or preseason long.
And now we'll see Todorov at the service line. Sometimes Todorov gets subbed out when he's getting to the end line, but this time Coach Rick McLaughlin wants to see what number 6 can do from distance.
And a fun fact on Todorov, he also speaks Bulgarian, so bilingual.
Oh, the pancake is served from Walmer. Chalmers got it over. Cobrine soars in. Todorov couldn't get there.
Great defensive effort again from UCSB. That time USC finishing off with that tool that goes wide on the Gaucho side.
Take another look here. Todorov tried to leap for it, just couldn't quite. USC, this is still such a terrific team. Both teams looking to take that advantage here in the 3rd set. And Dylan Klein, just such a hard swing, he couldn't get it over.
Dylan Klein landing way in the court on that play. It's a very aggressive toss and swing at the ball.
Here's Amoruso with the changeup. Gallus from the 10-foot line, he tools it out in between the block of Hicks and Chalmers.
Gallus doing a good job at keeping the ball in front there. That set off the net, but keeping it in front allows him to see the block and go off of it.
Here's Lucas Frassramt. Chalmers, the low set for Brandon Hicks out of system.
And what a play from UCSB. The scrappy plays are where they're thriving most. The low pass, low set, Brandon Hicks up big.
A correction, that was Walmer on the set and the assist. That makes more sense. He has 20 tonight to go along with 4 digs. Kevin Cobrine climbs the ladder and a big right-handed swing.
O'Brien way above the block on that play.
Tremendous athleticism from the Cobrine family and this USC program as a whole. Here's Nate Tennant again. Hicks tried to place it to the back line. Cobrine out of system for Gallus, and Chalmers hit it at the last second.
Chalmers may have been wondering if that swing had been touched at the net. Wasn't sure if he should play it or not.
Just a lapse of judgment gets USC back within 3. Tennant remains at the buttons. And a good read from UCSB to get the side out back in their favor.
And that's a big point for the Gauchos, making it a 4-point lead. Brandon Hicks will go for, I believe, the top spin serve here. Oh, he goes with the float.
Katie, you read that right off the bat. Almost like you play yourself. Hicks got it! Can they get it over? You betcha, that's Amoruso. Now Tennant sets the table in the middle. Kept alive, Hicks again. Another free ball from Todorov. Klein soars in and just got it in. Right down the line. What a swing from Dylan Klein.
And a great decision from Tennant to go to the back row there. The Gauchos a little bit out of system. They've had some scrappy plays. Their blocking line wasn't fully set up. So he goes for that juke set and Klein from the back row.
Back to a 3-point deficit for USC. Here's another look at that last play. Klein with the finish. Dylan Klein, the freshman, making his minutes known. Is that over? Wow, it's a joust at the net, and UCSB gets the point. Really close play.
And what a smart play from Walmer. That pass almost fully over the net. He just pushes it onto the hands of the USC block, and it goes out of bounds on the USC side. Another look here. Just a swipe off hands from Walmer.
A healthy joust, and Coach Jeff Nygaard thinking about playing the challenge. He's been successful on 2 today, but any challenge you lose eliminates you the opportunity of playing one of those 2 challenges rest of the way. And they are going to challenge whether there was tapped. So we will be right back. UCSB up by 4 for the moment. We'll see if that is overturned.
UC Santa Barbara, where beauty meets brilliance. A dynamic environment that prizes academic inquiry and creativity to generate discoveries with wide-ranging impact. We are diverse in our pursuits, yet connected in our collective drive toward excellence. We are community-driven and globally focused, independent thinkers and consensus builders. This inspirational setting, this collaborative community, this is UC Santa Barbara.
Welcome back here in Robb Gymnasium. Third set of action today. A 4-point lead for UCSB for the time being. Now, right now, we're in a replay timeout, checking to see what the difference was on the last play. Confusion between the 2 squads. Jeff Nygaard and USC have been successful on 2 replay reviews, 2 coaches' challenges a couple of times today. So we'll see if it's a similar story. That was a look at the last play right there. Great job from Danny on the production team to get another look. It was a joust at the net, initially won by UCSB. They'll review it and see what the play is.
And the challenge is that Nygaard thinks Walmer did not find hands and that he swipes the ball along the net and it went out with no touch from USC. That's going to be a hard call to determine. What will happen is the referee will have to see a clear picture that there was absolutely no touch. If they do feel like there is a chance of a touch, it will go to the Gauchos.
It has to be clear and definitive evidence, and a really difficult challenge. Now, from all the way up here, unbiasedly, I'd say it looked like there was a clear joust. We're just about right in the middle of play. That said, we don't make the decisions, right? Whoever's in the blue shirts, that's what we agreed to today. So whatever they say goes, and we'll see how this one turns out. USC has been successful on a couple of challenges today, and this could be another big 2-point swing, right? It's not just that 1 point that's taken away from UCSB, it's a point given to USC. So it could be, by the time this is over, 17-15 rather than 18-14, and the momentum in their favor. After those challenges have been turned in the face of USC, we have seen the Trojans go on a little bit of a run over the first couple of sets. But this time, the call stands, and UCSB will continue with that point, and that challenge now goes away. So USC and Jeff Nygaard only have 1 more challenge left to go for the rest of this one.
And even though they lose that challenge, it did provide somewhat of a timeout for USC, and that's going to freeze UCSB possibly. So let's look to see if Jack Walmer can get this serve in and not be phased by that delay in play.
This is what Walmer does best. He earns his money from the service line. Dylan Klein finds hands.
And because Tennant has a kill to his name, the blockers on the Gaucho side are respecting him as an attacker. So when he's in the front row, especially when that pass is tight and he is jump setting, they're oftentimes jumping with him, leaving the attackers for USC with only 1 block, maybe no one up.
Here's Paulson, just hits tape, and Gordon handled cleanly. He set it up. There's Ryan Wilcox, who does the dirty work.
And Ryan Wilcox has been unstoppable from the right side. This is the one rotation where he swings from the opposite side. Usually he's on the outside, but he's effective either way.
Ryan Wilcox, an All-American last season. That's his 11th kill of the afternoon. That's a game high for either squad, and UCSB just 5 points away from coming back and taking a 2-1 advantage after initially they fell in the first. Wilcox, such a fastball server, but that time it goes into the net.
USC looking to capitalize on that service error. They're down by 4, and it's late in this third set. Simon Gallus will look to get it done.
Gallus lets it fly with the float serve handled by Gordon. Todorov paints it right down the line, just like Picasso.
Todorov using his left hand to tip that ball over. The set went a little bit wide, and he's 4 kills on 5 attempts. Another look here. Look at how versatile left-handed tip over the net.
Todorov last year hit .450 on field goals, so good look on efficiency from Donovan Todorov. That time he keeps it high. Walmer steps to it, and he left it for Chalmers, who had an acrobatic over. Now it's Dylan Klein, who goes cross-court with it, finds it wide, and it doesn't touch hands. So UCSB with another big point.
Klein hits that one wide. It looks like he was calling for a net violation early on in that play. Doesn't get it.
That's a freshman who just unaware of the moment, have to be able to stay locked in that situation. We're going to stay with you right here. It's a 6-point lead for UCSB, looking to close out this third set. What have the Gauchos done well in turning things around since the first?
The Gauchos have gone to that calm energy. At the start of this game, both teams a little bit antsy. It's the first match of the season. Something that the Gauchos do so well is playing with a calm confidence, and that's sparked by Ryan Wilcox. He's not the loudest player on the court, but he most definitely is commanding the leadership on the floor, just with that stability in his play and the stability of his demeanor.
Ryan Wilcox puts the mean in demeanor when it comes to the floor. He is just a vicious player, and USC has a bunch of them on their own roster, Katie. I know I got you with that one, but the Gauchos are hitting efficiently, and I think that's been the key. After that first set, they just weren't hitting the ball at the rate that they were expecting, that Coach Rick McLaughlin approves of, and since they've hit nearly 500 in the second and 533 in the third, as opposed to USC, who hit below 10% in that second set, and now they're below 20% here in that third set. So you talk about efficiency, you talk to UCSB's women's volleyball head coach, Nicole Lane-Tainwell. I said, what was one stat that you can say would determine the outcome of any given game? And she said, well, generally, if one team hits more efficiently than the other, if they capitalize on opportunities, if their hitting percentage is higher, then they will typically win a match. And right now, UCSB hitting just about near 400, while the Trojans are around 300.
Serving for the Gauchos, number 6, Donovan Todorov.
Todorov with 4 kills in 5 attempts today. Gallus from the 10-foot line. Walmer got to it. That's a tough play at the net, but Dylan Klein got a little too handsy.
And Brandon Hicks working so hard to try to get a block up on that overdig, and just putting that pressure on USC may have led to that net violation from Klein.
Look at the ground that he covers right there. The senior, just a smart player, high volleyball IQ. That's all you can ask for. Klein that time does get the kill. Just drops it in between the pocket.
A smart cross-body swing from Klein, and he'll head to the back line. USC in dire need of a few straight points here.
And that ends a 3-0 run. Now, it's seriously clear that Dylan Klein has tremendous talent. Just has to make the right decisions in game speed. Nick Amoruso, Dyer handled it off the shoulder.
And Tennant goes wide with that set. A great scoop up from Dyer, using everything he can to get the ball in the air.
And This is a team that's clear with the Trojans. The talent is there. There's a skill level that is top-notch in this country, right? They can play with the best. They just have to start to click. This is not a team that has played together very frequently. Whereas the Gauchos, 5 or 6 of these guys have played together for years. Tenant for Frassrind, and they got it onto the other side and it falls. So they hold off on the set point here, back to a 6-point deficit.
And here's Frassrind from the back line. He has 4 kills on the night.
4 service errors as well.
5 kills on the night.
Frassrind, an All-American honorable mention last season. Brandon Hicks able to finish things off here in the third. And UC Santa Barbara takes a 2-1 lead. The number 7 UCSB Gauchos up over number 10 USC. Heading to the fourth. Can they close it out? Stick around to find out.
UC Santa Barbara, where beauty